look at the Thor 3 3/4 inch figures from the movie. There's 6 figures in the initial wave, along with 4 deluxe figures. We'll be starting off with Battle Hammer Thor. Take a look at the packaging here for the write-up, so you can read that if you want. So here we go. Very nice sculpt in the face and the details in the costume. Of course, I haven't seen the full costume yet, but it looks very nice. They all have the basic Marvel Universe type articulation, with one exception. There's no bicep swivel. I guess they save money that way. And the thing is they all come with some gimmick weapon. And so his gimmick weapon is this sword, if you can call it a sword, and it transforms, changes into a hammer. And when I initially saw this, I didn't realize that it unpegged and repegged up to this part. I figured that it was a sliding mechanism, so I was tugging on that for quite a bit, and he can hold it. But again, I'm not a gimmick guy. If I were a kid, maybe these things would be neat. I don't know. I never liked gimmicks as a kid either. Maybe I was just weird, but I never liked missiles that shot out, or figures that had chopping actions. I was always of the things, why sacrifice maybe an articulation point for the mechanism that would trigger that on the figure. Thankfully, I think they understand that they're collectors here that want these guys as much as there are kids that would want them. So they've confined the gimmicks to accessories, and the figure is unaffected. Well, other than the light-up figure that they have, I believe it's called Lightning Clash Thor. And of course his other accessory would be Mjolnir. And a pretty nice, neat looking hammer for the Thor figure. And going over the articulation, the head is very nice. Goes up and down really well. Arms in and out, around. Elbow joint bends and rotates. The gauntlet here does get in the way of going 360 around there, but it rotates at the wrist. He's got upper torso articulation that goes left and right, forward and back, and side to side. Legs go forward, back, rotate rotate there as well as at the thigh. He's got a double knee joint, and his ankles bend and rotate. Quite a bit of poses can be carried off by this little guy. So just noticing the costume, I recall in the trailer there's a scene where Odin is mad at him, and he says, I'm disappointed in you, I'm going to take away your power. And he's got the chainmail look of the sword spike Thor, which you'll see in a minute. and it flows off of him and leaves him looking like this. So I'm guessing this might be a more like Thor as he is on Midgard, or a depowered Thor, or maybe it's a less formal Thor. Moving on to the Sword Spike Thor. Here's his write-up. He looks more like the comics version of Thor than the previous figure. You can see that's carried out through these little discs on his armor. He's got, of course, the cape, the little nod to his gauntlets with the red, and to the current look with the chainmail. So he comes with exactly the same exact hammer, and his gimmick, this sword that you press the button and you get this clear plastic spike, which is removable. And now the cape does come off. It's very rigid, so it'll fall off very easily. Also like to notice that his hammer hand there has this little red bit of cloth pulled further down than on the other side. I wonder if that's like a nod to mythology. Thor needed to use a glove to hold the hammer, because when they made the hammer it was too short. Thus it got so hot when he was using it to create lightning. He's pretty much got the same legs here, except for the type of knee guards or knee pads, slightly different. He does have this extra little bit here that does get in the way of articulation, but not too much, not enough to make me complain. The only thing that annoys me is the cape here that seems to come off very easily. I mean, you put it there on him and it'll stay on him, but the minute you try moving around or you touch it, it'll come off very easily. I do like how the cape is molded to fit right into the mold of the chest piece. That was very nice. On to the next figure, which would be Odin. Here's the write-up for Odin, and so here's Odin himself. And Odin actually has two gimmicky devices. He's got the sword there and this shield with the spikes that you press the button, or you press the button and spikes come out and they spin. And on this one, you hit the button, that happens, and you can fold out and have the Death Blossom sword. Again, not my thing. I like the sculpt of this. Great Anthony Hopkins likeness. Again, the cape is a bit annoying, tends to fall off. You have the same type of articulation as the other figures. A little bit tougher here because of the very thick shoulders, but you can force the articulation here. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Again, very nice head articulation there, although it does seem to kind of just want to stick in this straight position right there. I really wish they would have given this guy a spear, because that's in mythology, that's his magical instrument, magical weapon. his spear. I think it's called uh, Geringer. I'm going off the top of my head, so I may check that. Last but not least, we have Secret Strike Loki. Here's Secret Strike Loki. Again, pretty much the same articulation points as all the previous figures. Again, nice head articulation. This guy actually comes with some pretty cool accessories that are non-gimmicked. He's got these knives, which fit with Loki's sort of sneak up behind you and stab you in the back personality. So they come with two kind of designs. You can see there. A little bit different design on the handle and the blade itself. He's also got this flowing jacket or tunic that is actually a separate piece on here. I suppose you could remove it if you want to, but I like the way they did that. It doesn't hinder his articulation, and his gimmick is a sword that you hit the button, secret button, and it slides out to reveal a spike. And I guess these are two removable sort of tonfa like blades, but they look ridiculous. So again, all these gimmicks, they're neat, I guess, if you're a kid, but for a collector, I'm probably gonna put them in the storage bin. Now, so that does it out of the figures that I'm gonna get in this line for wave 1. Now, I'm not exactly certain about wave 2, but I have seen photos of the Warriors 3. I believe Heimdall, the guardian of the Bifrost Bridge, might be in that wave, as well as a helmeted version of Thor. That'll be pretty much it from Thor, unless they start to do some of the comic looks, comic-based looks. And something else that's kind of funny as I've gone through this is that I noticed that for Thor, the first wave appears to be, well, it's all figures from the movie. Whereas the first wave from the Captain America series, it's all figures that are based on the comics. I just wonder why they would do that. They are going to have, supposedly in both lines, they have figures both based on the movie and the comics. You figured they'd release it both lines the same way. Anyway, that's just a little thinking on my part. So that'll be it for now, and stay tuned for some more Marvel Universe, Thor, and Captain America figure reviews. And until my next video, I'll see ya.